What's happening? It's your boy TBB coming back at y'all with another freaking banger on the channel. And man, today we got some unfortunate news with the beloved Gsxr 750. This thing has been absolutely bulletproof before this, but this shit decided to take a turn. Don't get me wrong, this thing is still an absolute gem. It just needs some fixing done to it. But this thing sent my heart straight to my ball sack when I was riding this thing. And it just start knocking out of nowhere. But make a long story short, I got on the freeway and it just started knocking. I was like, what the hell? No way. 30, I don't know how many miles. I think like 32. $33,000 miles, man. 33,000 miles, and this bike sent my heart straight to my ball sack, man. Like, damn. But I got home and did diagnosing, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. But I'm gonna tell you all the story. So basically, I was riding this thing one afternoon, maybe about like 5 o'clock. Ride it, let it warmed up, everything. I was leaving from where I was going home basically, and I was leaving from there. And man, started this thing up. Ran perfectly fine, ran it through the streets. Of course, I rode it for a little while before I got the gas. Couple minutes just to let the oil cycle through. And all of a sudden, I'm getting on the freeway. I clutch up. BAM! Throw it back. Probably like 25 miles an hour. I'm doing a sit down. Sitting down. It's bogging. Then I put the wheel down and I shoot all the way to the carpool lane on the freeway because I lane split. I live in California. And all of a sudden, I get like maybe like another 100 feet. And all of a sudden I hear, and me personally, man, I am freaking traumatized from blowing up one motor on a freaking Gsxr 1000. So immediately once I heard that, turned the key off, threw the bike in neutral, and coasted for all the way until I got to the next exit. And yeah, I got off the freeway just to see what this thing was doing. And man, this shit set my heart to my ball sack. Like I said, yeah, I got off the freeway and ended up having to push it maybe like 1/8 of a mile because it was some traffic and I couldn't lane split no more because I didn't have no acceleration. So I got in between some cars and then I just started running my bike in the middle of the street. Thank God all the cars would stop right there because we were sitting at a light. But I ended up pushing to the gas station, maybe like 1/8 of a mile away. This bike really had the nerve to start right back up once I got to the gas station and ran perfectly fine. No more knocking. So yeah, thank God my motor didn't blow up, I'm assuming, right? So I went home and immediately drained the oil out just to see if I had some shavings in there. No shavings in there. And I'm gonna start this thing up. It run. So immediately when I got home, I drank the oil and I said, what the? You know, like, why it ain't no shavings in there? And this motor was clearly just knocking. I know what a knocking rod sound like. That, like, you know, those who know. If you know what a knocking rod sound like, man, it's a traumatizing sound and you'll never forget that sound once you hear it. But yeah, it ended up not being a rod. The oil was perfectly fine because I literally just changed it probably like 1,000 miles ago. And it was perfectly fine. It was still green. So I was like, what the heck was that noise? So I just tried to mimic the sound, but I can't do it without the bike being on and rolling in motion because it does cause harm to the bike. But what ended up freaking happening? The studs that go into your sprocket carrier that your sprocket literally sit on and then you screw the nuts on there, literally 4 of the 6 nuts was screwed off and lost somewhere in the middle of the street. I don't know how that happened. Well, I know how it happened. I didn't put Loctite on them when I did this like, what, 4 years ago? And I probably should have, but I didn't put no Loctite. So that's exactly how my nuts ended up falling off the bike. And I was like, man, what the hell? And mind you, I didn't notice that it was the sprocket nuts until maybe like a day after when I rode the bike again. I was like, all right, man, I'm gonna ride this bike just to try to mimic that sound. And I got to a point where I was riding the bike and it wouldn't go no more. Like, it was like, it had a lot of resistance. Man, I look back, this freaking stud that the sprocket sit on literally backed all the way out. So it was literally, every time the wheel rotated, it was smacking against the swing arm right here. And that was all that happened. It was literally knocking. So we about to fix this shit right now. So I ordered some new sprocket nuts. So I'm gonna take this wheel off and then show y'all exactly what it is. Did y'all see that? If y'all didn't, look at it now. It's sad. It's only one nut on there because I was still willying even after the fact because, you know, I'm just a dangerous mofo. But no, I just be doing dumb stuff. Even though I be telling everybody to do it right, man, I'll be doing dumb stuff too. But I was still riding this thing even with the sprocket nuts like that. But look at this shit. So this is supposed to have 4 nuts on it to hold these freaking sprockets, to hold this freaking sprocket on the sprocket carrier. And this thing only got 1. So basically, this whole sprocket was being held on by this one freaking sprocket nut. Got him off. And just like that, we on there. Put some Loctite on these joints. And yeah, make sure this thing ain't coming out again. Difference to me. All right, y'all, and when we start torquing these things down, I'm gonna throw a Ziploc over this socket just so I don't scratch none of the anodizing, and we'll be solid. I'm gonna go grab my torque wrench real quick after that, just so I can get like an accurate spec. Though I never use a torque wrench, but I got the tools, so why not use them? And just like that, we got all these things on. If y'all want to ever know how annoying kids can be, man, every time I'm in this garage, she gotta pick up a freaking wrench. But basically, we got it all done. About to button this thing back up, put the wheel back on, and this thing will be back getting woolly tomorrow morning. I'm about to clean this thing though. But it was that simple, man. That freaking literally sent my heart to my ball sack. Like, I literally thought this motor finally gave out because it's been getting beat up. I'm still woollying this thing, although it's high compression, got cams, and you know, the whole 9. And it's still getting treated like a stunt bike. Not really a stunt bike because I really ride it like high speeds, canes, and all of that. But man, it's still getting abused. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie, that Ziploc trick was the truth. I used foil the last time I put mine on because I thought that was the easiest way. But man, putting a Ziploc bag over whatever nut or painted bolt you got, man, to screw it on is the truth because they still torque down normally. Yeah, I ran through a Ziploc bag because it started ripping, but it's better than having nicks on your freaking nuts and stuff. And just like that, we back up in there. Let's go. And then for the most part, we are done. I'm gonna just readjust my chain, but I'm not gonna record that because I got a tutorial on taking wheels and stuff off. All right, but y'all heard me, man. I got a tutorial on that already, but we putting this thing back together and we good. It's back rolling, right? And I didn't really know, but I guess when the nuts had came off, it was throwing off my alignment too, because this thing like had some resistance when it came to rolling. Like literally, I put it up on a jack stand, and the thing did not want to roll as effortlessly as it should. So I'm guessing that the sprocket was out of alignment, but it's back spinning. We gravy. All right, so now we back rocking. Got this thing all put together, got the chain adjusted and everything, and it's ready to do some wheelies again. And my front tire should be getting here within the next day or two. I literally ordered it like a couple days ago, so it should be getting here within the next day or two, so I'm gonna be making a vlog on that, so stay tuned for that. But for the most part, man, my broke 750 is not so broke anymore. Well, my front tire really limiting the way that I ride, but it's all good. We're gonna change that out, and we be back cracking like it's nothing, but I'm gonna freak it and show y'all, because that thing back rolling, man. No resistance, and it's spinning freely as heck. So yeah, with that being said, I hope y'all did enjoy today's video on me fixing this broke down bike. Really, it never gives me problems, ever. But I'm gonna put that on me, because I should have been checked those nuts. Like, realistically, considering the amount of times that I pop this clutch and how many wheelies I do and all of that, and for me never to check these things, come on now. I know better than that, but make sure y'all do like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. And with that being said, I'll catch y'all on the next upload. Peace.